wait till a couple people get in here. Then I'm going to disable comments, and then I'm going to say what I have to say, and not worried about YouTube censorship. I'm not going to worry about censoring my potty mouth, and I'm just going to say what I think needs to be said because there ain't nobody else going to say it. Let's give it just a minute. People come in the chat. Nope, my feds are here. What's up, guys? Working hard today. What's up, y'all? Well, wait a second until people come in. I'm going to shut the comments off, and I'm going to talk. It's not. I'm just going to say what's on my mind because, like, I'm really burnt out. I'm really at the. How do I do this? None. There we go. Hit the chat. Sorry. And it's not nothing against you all, but so in England right now, there's a waiting list to get in the hospital. That is due to their, the social justice. Everybody needs to live single payer healthcare system. Meaning, if something is wrong with you and you're going to die right now, you might have to wait 15 minutes before we can get you a bed, or wait 3 days, or whatever that is. And we all see what's going on. We see it. It's right fucking in front of us. And everybody's dicking around, waiting for some motherfucker to stand up and say, hey, follow me. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because they've created a situation where you can't do that. We can't organize to change or abolish our government. It's government protecting itself. It's insulated itself against the people. And the reason it's done that is because it plans on doing shit to you that you would want to change or abolish your fucking government over. And we see it happening. Like, look around. Look at this shit going on. This Kroger's right here closed because of COVID. This is a pretty well-populated, Coleraine, Ohio. Look at all the shit around you that's shutting down, all the small businesses. Everybody's struggling. People losing their houses. When that moratorium is, there's going to be 20 million people that are homeless. Because, they don't always tell you the truth. If you can't afford it, you ain't got to pay your mortgage right now. Well, they forgot to tell those people that when the day comes, then they got to start paying their mortgages again. They have to owe all that money. So as of right now, today, if the moratorium ends today, and it's supposed to end in a couple weeks on the 30th, 20 million people are going to be homeless. What do you think is going to happen then? I'll tell you, the first thing that's going to happen is if you own your home, you just lost half of its value. It's going to be 2008 all over again when it comes to home values. Number two, they're going to further push socialism because now we have to take care of these fucking people that didn't pay their goddamn rent because they were too busy jacking their money off on hookers and coke and shit because their government told them they didn't have to. I ain't worked all through COVID. I made sure I paid my rent though because I'm smart enough to know that don't do fucking anything government tells you to do. You know what man's enemy is? People say that men are at the top. Men are at the top of the food chain. No, we're fucking not. Government's our only natural enemy, and it's necessary. It's a necessary evil. Some people are anarchists in the sense of the today's definition of anarchy, where everybody just fucking lives how they want. That shit don't work because somebody wants to rule. There's always some immoral prick that can't leave people alone. That's why anarchy will never work. And I'm done fucking being ruled. So if your goal is anarchy, or that's your plan, or that's what you think is going to happen, then start calling me King Nick right now because I want to be the dictator. I'm taking shit over. Fuck it. If it's not going to be me, it's going to be somebody else. Or we can just enforce the Constitution that we have in place so that we all can be as free as we know that we should be. But we can't do that. Why? Because government created their own agents. They call them police. They then created laws making certain things illegal. And they did it incrementally. First, is the police are here to help you. And I'm sure in the beginning, the police were there to help everybody. Then, the restrictions come. Well, you can't punch people in the face. Well, actually, you can't touch people. Now you can't punch people in the face who deserve to be punched in the face. Well, now if you punch any government official in the face, you're a fucking terrorist and we're going to hate your ass. And that's where we're at. You know, we can't enforce the Constitution because they have an army of men willing to fight and willing to kill you to protect you from doing what's right. You know, anybody that thinks this COVID shit ain't fucking, or anybody that thinks it's organic, you're high. You're absolutely high. And all the evidence there, and we still have people like fucking Fauci's ass who are walking around free, who's made millions and millions of dollars off of this. The highest paid employee in the federal government, Anthony Fauci, makes more money than the president does. Lied to us. You remember when this all first happened, the first 2 months? Masks don't do anything is what they told you. Our doctors need these. Masks won't help you. Then it changed to, oh, wait a second. How are we going to get them to take this fucking vaccine if we can't get them to wear it, if we don't have a way to get there? So let's normalize something else. Let's take a little bit of their sovereignty away and force them to wear a mask. And people say, oh, they didn't force you. Yeah, they did. How many videos do I have of going in Walmart, the same Walmart, where I have to argue with people multiple times and the cops get called multiple times? And the cops don't stand behind me, Mr. says. They stand behind what they're told to do. Because they got a job to do, right? That's always the excuse. It's just my job. Just doing my job. Well, fuck your job. Fuck you too. And your family and your kids. But I mean, when? You see it. You see the train coming. When are you going to wait to step off the track? I mean, how many people does it have to plow through before you're like, whoo, fuck this? And you get out the way. I'm sickened by everybody in this country. I mean, I'm absolutely disgusted with the people in this country and how they're reacting to all this shit. You know, fucking fentanyl Floyd dies and they burn the goddamn country to the ground. Your government takes control of you, takes complete ownership of you, and people are like, fuck it. I ain't gonna take it. Yeah, okay. We'll see. You know, people talk a good game, but until, you know, number one, until some shit happens to them, you know. What Mike Tyson say? Plans are great until you get punched in the mouth. But until, you know, there's going to be some repercussions for not doing it. They're going to have to suffer the consequences. Which now the consequences, they've driven these wedges in between us so that, number one, we don't even want to stand next to people. Number two, if we do, we can't talk to them about standing together, because if we do, now we're terrorists, extremists, white supremacists, Nazis. A year ago, I was called Nazi all the time. I was always called a Nazi because of the shit I said. Now the same fucking people are asking me for my papers. I don't think it's irony at all. I think that people are the most easily controlled animals on the planet. You know, and everybody has, it's not about what you want anymore. It's not about where you want to live anymore. You know, I don't like that place. Somebody told me that the other day. I don't like that part of the country. I don't like that state. I don't like your chains in it, dude. Because this shit right here ain't working no more. This don't work. Talking through it, me sitting here talking at a phone while you're sitting wherever you're sitting, halfway across the country, does nothing. It literally does nothing. Sure, every now and then somebody's like, it hits them, they're like, wait a second, something's wrong here. But that does nothing if there's no action. You know, thought without action is nothing. It's just faith without action. Yeah, okay. Sit on your ass and don't eat. Is that God's plan? You'll die. You have to have action, or that faith is just a crutch. Oh, I'd get further than that. I'd say it's bullshit. I'd say it's even, what's the word? I don't know. I mean, this is the United States of America, people. The land of the free and the home of the... People fucking left their goddamn homes with nothing. Sat on ships for fucking months at a time with nothing. Literally, they left with the clothes they had on their back, came here penniless to a place they'd never been to. Then all they knew is you could come here and be free. And we're losing all that shit. And we're losing all that shit. My phone might cut out. I gotta walk over. Chris is over here. And you know, and I'm not talking about specific, but like, you know, here's my personal options. Here's how we came to the conclusion that we came to. Okay, we're going to sell our house and we have nowhere to go. We don't have the money to do what we want to do, and we don't want to be in debt, so we don't want to get a bank loan. So the possibilities there that we could get somebody to sell some shit on my contract. Regardless, I still owe somebody money. Are we better with my kids staying here in a home where they have a bedroom, a place we can afford, they have a roof over their head? Or are we better taking a chance, going to where we don't know where we're going, we have no fucking clue where we're going, don't have no clue how we're going to have a roof over my kids' head for the rest of their lives, or at least the next, you know, at least the next 4 years for trade-in and the next 8 for Silas. And we came to the conclusion that worst case scenario, fuck it, we're homeless. But we're not where we're at now where we know we're going to lose. Now, apply that to your life, because it doesn't matter really where you're at right now. It doesn't matter what you think's going to happen in the future right now. You know, most people's problem is, hold on. You're going to lose if you're by yourself. You're going to lose if you're with your family. You're going to lose if you're just with your wife. You know, I have more faith that my wife will fight more than any man that I know. My wife. Think about that. She shouldn't have to fight. She shouldn't have to be there with me to fight. She should be one of you motherfuckers. And I get it. Like, I get the, in the back of your head, here's what's happening with a lot of you. And I get it, because it happened to me too, and I caught it when it was happening. What's up? I gave up all this for whatever it is that I'm going into, right? I give up my $250,000 home to go live in a camper on 1 acre somewhere for nothing, because nobody did anything. Well, motherfucker, that's why nobody's going to do anything, because everybody's thinking that same bullshit. If you ain't in a place, and I can tell you you're not, because I gotta walk over here. It might not be next week, next month, next year, 10 years from now, but the day's still fucking coming. And you know, I used to have a bully in school when I was a kid. His name was Jeremiah Gray. This kid used to pick on me all the time, man. I just wasn't a violent kid. You know, I had never fought before. And I realized that the longer I waited to beat the fuck out of him, he kept coming up with these plans to catch me and pick on me and shit. He wasn't a bully in the sense like he was wanting to fight and whoop on me and shit, or take my lunch money or nothing, but you know, he's just one of them pricks. And I realized that he kept doing different shit. I got to thinking about it. Now I was like in the 6th, 7th grade when this happened. 6th grade, I think. And it hit me, the longer that I wait to do something, the longer he has to plan more shit to do to me. So I went to school the next day and beat him up. And I have never heard from Jeremiah Gray ever again since that day, because he learned his lesson. Now, granted, I had some things working for me when I beat him up. There happened to be a locker open. Big help when you don't know how to fight. Lockers fight better than fists. But I never heard from him again. Our government's being a bully, people. The longer we sit around and wait, the more time it has to plan all the bullshit that it has plans. And it's not even just our government, man. This is just worldwide now. You know, the richest people in the world have their hands in everything. And it's everywhere. We're like, we can't let that shit happen here. And we're letting it happen. Like, we're neck deep into communism right now. You're a communist. No, I'm not. Yeah, you are. If you live here, you are. Because you ain't fighting. And if you ain't fighting, then you're with them. I mean, it's fucking unreal. I mean, what? How many people's in here? There's 45 people in here, man. It would take 45 people to go to small town, nowhere America, and stand there and say, fuck you all. We ain't doing shit, and we ain't moving. And you're not going to bother us. And we'll go to war right now. You know, hopefully I'm wrong, and some people are right, and those good law-abiding cops and those military heroes would see what was happening and not follow orders, but you know they would. They'd do what they're told to do, because that's what they do. Because they're scared. It's about fear. We're governed through fear, or else is. It doesn't matter if you're just a person, or if you're in the military, or if you're a cop, or you're a federal agent. It doesn't matter. Right or wrong, it doesn't matter. Because you're always going to fear what's going to happen to you. It's not about you anymore. It's not about us. Fuck, our lives are over. We're never going to be free. No matter how it goes, we'll never be free in our lifetimes. But we can plant those seeds so that our kids can be free. It takes work, effort, time, most of all sacrifice. Just people ain't willing to do it. They're just not willing to do it. I mean, there's a couple people that are. The problem is, how do we all get together? You know, how do we get together? And not to do anything violent, but to just say that we're done. You're going to leave us alone, or we're going to beat your fucking head in with the locker. We're going to put your face in the locker, and we're going to smash your head with the locker until you hit the ground, and we're probably going to smash it a few more times. And, you know, and it's not even the majority that is doing this shit. You know, like, people keep talking about the majority. You know, it's the 51.1% rolling the 49.9%. It's really not, because they manipulate the numbers. We all know that. Yeah, we're still fighting against each other because, you know, systemic racism and shit like that doesn't exist. I've had my eyes beat by the cops. I'm white, blonde hair, blue eyes. Never once been on the news, at least for that shit. I haven't been on the news, just not for that. And like these people that have these fucking, you know, these warrior plans. Oh my God, when they come in my place, I'm going to send my kids outside, and that's my hill to die on. You're not going to have time, man. I'm telling you. I've been there. I've been there. When that door gets kicked when you're asleep, if you're lucky enough to hear it and wake up when they first kick it, because it happens fast, it's just boom, and then you start hearing, police, and going through the house. Now, what do you exactly do you plan on telling your wife and kids to get out of the house? Because you're going to take one of them hostage just so that you don't get shot. So how are you going to work that out? It's not going to happen. It's fucking fantasy. If you're alone, if you want to live, if life is more precious to you than your liberty and freedom, you might as well hand your shit over. Call up today. Call your local sheriff up today and hand your shit over today. I'm disgusted, man. I am disgusted with this country. I'm disgusted with myself and with everybody. It makes me sick. Every time I think about it, it makes me sick just where this shit's going. You know, and it all falls back to, all of it, every time falls back to the consequences to me. What's going to happen to me if I do or don't do this? And that's for everybody. It's not about you, man. Your life is meaningless in the big scheme of things. It's fucking meaningless. It means something to you. You can make it mean something. I mean, there's people that we know that were individuals that are very well known throughout history. And most of the time, they did something that wasn't about them. I mean, the people who really fought for this country, we don't even know their names. because the pencil pushers at the top, Jefferson, Alexander Hamilton, all them dudes. I'm pretty sure they wasn't out on the battlefield fighting. At least I never read anything where they was. Maybe they was. You ever heard that 3% number? 3%. It only took 3%. Yeah, okay, but they were confined into a small area. The 13 colonies was a relatively small area. Even though they had the technology we have today, they could communicate pretty fast. And back then, people understood what freedom was. I'm free to do whatever the fuck I want to do, as long as I'm not fucking with you or your property. And you don't have the right to like what I do or don't do. Wherever we meet in life, both of our choices have put us there. You don't have any more power over me than I have over you, which is none. If we go to a desert island, it's just you and I. Do I have the right to force you to do something? No, I don't, right? We're 50-50, we're equal. So then why would I have the right to hire a third person to come to that island and force you to do what I want you to do when you're not bothering anybody? I don't. I mean, it's a lot of things happening at one time. Years and years and years of psychological warfare. You don't think they planned this shit in the 1800s? You get fucked up, man. You don't understand these people. They, like I said before, they play the long game, the super long game. They're planning, years and decades and centuries ahead of shit that's going to happen. They're planning it for their family because they have that type of money where they're always going to be at the top. Remember, what was that movie? O'Doyle Rules. But they all, went off the cliff. That's what needs to happen to all them fuckers. They all need to fall over a cliff and disappear. Because, until that shit happens, either A, until moral men get in positions and act as they're supposed to in those positions, it's all bad. It's nothing's going to change. The likelihood of us ever being free is pretty fucking slim. But it's because people are afraid to act. Why can't you enforce your restriction on government? Hey, government, here's my restrictions in order for you to govern me. If you don't go by these, I'm going to fuck you up. And then it doesn't go by your whole life. But they don't get fucked up. So you know what they do? They continue doing what bullies do. They fuck with you more and more and more and more and more and more. And it won't stop. I'm not willing to live my life that way. I'm not willing to live my life in fear. I'm not willing to buy into the political bullshit. I'm not willing to blame it on the feds. I'm not willing to blame it on the state. It's all of government. Government is the enemy of man. But it's a necessary evil, though. Fuck. Well, that sucks. Hang on a second. It's a necessary evil, though. I'm still here. I guess I'll let y'all chat. My bad. I'm not letting you all, but there, the chat's open up. I'm amazed, man. My brain doesn't compute it. I try to think about things and try to understand shit, right? And how people think the way they do, and I can't understand it. I genuinely cannot understand it. Just like anything. The whole vax shit, the racism bullshit. I try to seriously see their side of it so I can understand it. And my brain can't compute it. It doesn't make any sense. When are you going to act for yourself? That's what I want to know. When are you going to say, you know what? Living in this fucking nice, comfortable house right here, getting fat, eating Cheetos on the couch, watching, Humpty Dumpty or whatever the hell it is, isn't enough for me. When am I actually going to live? Being alive doesn't mean that you're living. And I haven't, I would venture to say this, that when I had no cares in the world at all, I mean, no cares at all. Like, I lived for a long time, like every day was my last. Could think about that. Try to imagine really living like that, because I did. Anybody that knows me will tell you I did. I 100% did. Today's the last day I want to be alive. Fuck it. Balls to the wall. Didn't matter what I was doing. Balls to the wall. And that's why I'm all beat up and shit now. I can't compute why people are still using excuses like, I don't like that place. Who gives a fuck? Where would you go that would make you happier? Where can we go where everybody was going to like? Somebody, nobody's going to like. Everybody's going to make sacrifices. It's just the way it is. But people don't. We haven't learned that. We haven't been taught that. So we don't understand it. We don't understand sacrificing for those that we don't know. We don't understand that sacrificing because this person's rights are being violated keeps our rights from being violated down the road. All these people that are about to, either lose their job or take this bullshit or lose their homes or whatever because of what this government's done and what they've done, which comes to the home shit, could have paid their bills, I guess. It's bullshit. I mean, look, 330 million people that they say. I bet it's way more than that. I bet it's closer to 400 million. 545 congressmen dictate what happens at the federal level, because they know they've instilled enough fear in you that you won't do nothing with what you're told. Good little sheeple. It's all of us. It's all of us. It's me too. Acting out, doing anything on your alone, it does nothing. It does nothing. I mean, it just depends. But as a blanket statement, it does nothing. But like, when are you going to say, you know what? No matter what happens, no matter if I'm fucking homeless, if I'm living under a bridge, if I'm living in Nick's backyard, if Nick's living in my backyard, if I lose my job, if I have to fucking hunt for food every day, it's better than what I'm dealing with now. I've been calling on the large YouTube channels. So I said this the other day, and this is no bullshit. You can go back and look at their old videos 2 years ago. For 2 years, I called on the large channels, emailed them, texted them, hey, throw a big YouTube fan appreciation day and tell everybody to bring their gear. I mean, you got to think, just with the larger channels, I mean, how many people do you think that'd be? I'm sorry. Got shit running out of my nose. Nobody will do it, but they'll organize machine gun shoots and shit. They got time for that shit because they're unwilling to sacrifice. They're a bunch of fucking pussies. They think that writing letters at begging an unconstitutional organization to play nice is going to do something. It's like it's like a real win. Yay, we won. We beat them with the pistol braces. Everybody wrote in and it beat. No, it didn't. You stupid motherfuckers. No, it didn't. They quit doing that shit just so they could ban that shit under Biden. What are you gonna do when they do that? They ban your pistol brace. You gonna hide it? You gonna put it right in the backyard? So when they kick in your fucking doors, you can wish it wasn't buried in the backyard? You all do what you want to do. Like, I don't want anybody to do anything except get together. I'm not dealing with it. I'm done with their bullshit. Done with their bullshit. Completely done. I've been done with it. I don't give a fuck about your laws. I don't care about your speed limits. I don't care about your policies. I don't care about none of that shit. But you will leave me alone. And if you're unwilling to leave me alone, then you will have to kill me. And if you're one of these fucking agents of the state out here and you're okay with killing somebody who bothers nobody, you should probably reconsider which way your moral compass is fucking pointing. I mean, would you kill your mom? She wouldn't bother nobody? What's his job? Well, it's not. We've been tricked into praising these fucking pricks that hold these unconstitutional positions, you know, that oppress us. And it's a big circular game, man. It's all a game. It truly is. It's like a big fucking game of Monopoly. You know, but every time we pass go, we don't get $200. They take our $200. And they just sit it go. They just sit there and just take our money. You know, you can own your land, but you got to lease it from the king. Why? Why has no towns, counties, or states stood up and said, fuck you, this is my land, I'm not paying you fucking dick for it. Fuck off. Operate in a constitutional manner. Go tax some shit that's being exported or imported. Because people are afraid. Got to do what government says, or government will come with force and kill you. They're coming with force and killing you anyway. Especially somebody like me who just fucking does stupid shit like spouts out how I feel on the internet all the time. But it's worth it. In the end, it's worth it. If it wakes people up, fuck it. If it helps down the road, it is what it is. But I'm not going to remain quiet because I fear government. You know, the day's coming. I know that. I said it a long time ago. The day's coming. And we've seen incrementally that day get closer through what people had told me. You know, people getting phone calls about me. People show up at their work wanting to talk to them about me. And I don't bother nobody. I don't want to bother nobody. I just want to be let the fuck alone. That should say something to you all. Like, I want to be left alone more than anybody. I don't give a fuck what anybody does. Like, anybody. I don't care. As long as it's not affecting me, I could give a shit less. But they're trying to kill me because I'm ungovernable. People are worried about this $600 thing, you know. They're trying to push through this bill where if you transfer or take more than $600 out of your bank account, they now have to notify the IRS. It's $10,000 right now, and they don't give a fuck because they break that shit too. It's like they did with Justin. He took out $3,000. They said that he was trying to avoid the bank filling out that paperwork. $600. So to become ungovernable, as somebody else said, what you do is all day long you transfer money back and forth from your bank accounts, from your account to your friend's account, to your savings account. Overwhelm the system. Be ungovernable by helping people out when you see them. They need help. They got, you know, Ken, Pro Freedom 1001. He's been a subscriber of mine since I had like 30 subs or something. I mean, like forever. He now has COVID. His 9-year-old son has COVID. His wife has COVID. His uncle's in the hospital. Just today got moved to ICU, COVID. And his aunt's in the same hospital, COVID. It's just not organic, people. They're not out in the streets killing us like they did the fucking Jews. They're doing it, you know, through biology. Everybody knows that whether or not that shit is what they say it is, we all know that it was created by man. We all know that our government played a large part in that. That's came out. Or Fauci funneled millions of dollars through the NIH to the Wuhan lab. It all came out. Yet Fauci's bitch ass is still walking around in public. Well, if I go tell a cop to fuck off, he'll punch me in the face and arrest me for disorderly conduct. That should tell you where this country is at, and that should piss you off so bad that you become fucking ungovernable. Everybody. But they know people fear them still. They know people love their Cheetos and their couch more than they do their liberty and their freedom. Most people. I don't. I give a fuck less about all that shit. I've lived in abandos before. Abandonminiums, what we used to call them. Abandoned houses. Under bridges, living in a car. And don't tell me you can't do it because you have kids. When Trade was 6 months old, we was living in a car. So don't say you can't do it, because you can do it. You just have to be willing to do it. You can do it. Just people value their comfort more than their liberty, man. And it disgusts me. It truly does. But what do? Fuck, I don't know, motherfuckers. I've been telling you for 2 goddamn years to sell your bullshit and let's go move somewhere. And guess who's the only motherfucker that sold their bullshit? Everybody wants a leader, but nobody wants to follow. And not that I want to be a leader or anything. I just want to be let the fuck alone. And I understand that I can't do that on my own. That I need you as much as you need me. Because if I'm not there for you, they will force you to do whatever they want or they will kill you. And if you're not there for me, they will do the same to me. Be happy where you're at. Say you're not going to do whatever it is you say you're not going to do. The day will come where they will fucking come for you. If they're pushing this shit the way they are now today, well, how's it going to be next year? Or the year after that? Or 5 years from now? At what point are you going to say, you know what? I don't really like this couch and Cheetos too much anymore. It's time to get on the move. And by then it's going to be too late. Don't be fucking coming to me then. No. I told you 5 years ago that you needed to do this shit and start putting shit in motion because we've seen all this shit happening. Now that it's affecting you directly and just you, now you want to do something. Sorry about you. Go start your own community right over there. Maybe we can become friends once you get it going. I mean, people it kills me, man. The whole fucking world's just going on like nothing's happening. And they've been doing this shit for years. They've been doing this shit for the last 100 years. Nobody's gave a shit because it wasn't them. It was not you. Oh, it's that, that mentally ill person that's in wherever place he probably shouldn't be, and they're injecting him with some fucking bullshit because he doesn't act how they want him to. Jack him up on Thorazine and Valium, get him to calm down. Dry Fire Faith posted a video, I don't know, maybe 6 months before COVID started. It was No, my bad. It was right when COVID started. There was a guy in Texas, a dude that was kind of, he wasn't all there, but he was coughing and he was sick. So he called an ambulance to go to the hospital to get help. So when he gets to the hospital, they have a relationship with this dude already. So they already have an ideal of who he is and how he acts and how they're going to want him to act. And they tried to inject him with something. He said, no, you're not doing it. They did it anyway. And that video was posted as a warning for what's coming. So people like Dry Fire told you 2 years ago what was coming in the near future. And I'm telling you now what's coming in the near future. That bug out plan where you're going to run off and live in the woods all by yourself, they're still coming for you. And you will be alone when that happens against however many people or forces they send against you. And it's a lot easier to convince a population that people are doing something that's right if there's more people doing it rather than one person. One person, you'll be passed off in the 11 o'clock news. They're going to call you a criminal. People's going to say, well, why didn't he just obey? And you're going to be forgotten about. Don't believe me? Tell me what the shooter's name was in the Florida school shooting. How many people can do that? Probably not many. It's already been forgotten about. Now, tell me the head dude at Waco's name. When people do what's right, people know and they remember. Everybody knows who David Koresh is. Why is that? Because you know what they did, what they stood for was right. They wasn't bothering nobody. There wasn't even any laws being broken there. But because government thought the people were standing against them, they had to do something. So they went in with their little fucking tanks and shit, and they marked everybody. Somebody at the top who there's no repercussions for their actions up here. They can do whatever they want, right or wrong. They can do what they want, and they have all these fucking minions to protect them. Local, state, federal law enforcement. You know, every atrocity committed to societies in all of history at the hands of his government has happened at the hands of law enforcement. Let that sink in. Accept the fact you've been lied to, and it's bullshit. Accept the fact that your card got pulled just like mine did. We're the ones. That's the fucking way it is. We don't have a way out of it. We can't ignore it, because if we ignore it, then it's over. The illusion of freedom is gone. Even the illusion of freedom is gone. We have no choice but to be, number one, ungovernable. Number two, to be left alone. To demand to be left alone. Hard to demand shit, though, when you're on your own. Walk up to a gang of bullies and ask them nicely not to bother you. I'm just like, I can't quit thinking about how disgusted I am with the men in this country. Where the fuck is all the men at? There's a bunch of males. Ain't no goddamn men as far as I can see. It makes me sick, man. It does. And nobody's willing to sacrifice to do it. To do anything. Not even to create a community of people. Worst case scenario, the government wakes up tomorrow and says, hey, we're going to leave y'all alone. Okay, my bad. You sold your $250,000 house and you live in a $150,000 house now. I'm sorry. Forgive me. What if it goes the other way, though? What if it could be stopped? You think when 54 men signed the Constitution or even declared independence, those that declared independence, do you think that they really thought they were going to win? I bet they didn't. I bet they didn't give a fuck. I bet they were going to try. And they did. And then shit happened. So, with the world the way it was at the time, Britain and France had some issues. So France goes to war with Britain. Britain's fighting the colonies. So what does France do? They help the colonies out. It's a really good book called, what's the name of it? Damn it. Give me a mulligan on that one. I'll have to get back with you later. I'll post it on the community tab when I get home. But he talks about, questions that people will ask when everything goes sideways. And one of those is, talks about munitions and arms and how enemies of our country will become allies to the rebels, whether directly or indirectly. Why do you think they make you hate Russia so bad? Why do you think they make you think that he's a fucking Russia's just full of Nazis that want to just kill all Americans? It's because they don't want you to create that relationship from anybody with Russia the same way they don't want you to create relationships with black people or white people or Asian people. Keep people divided, and they keep us fighting amongst ourselves when we should all really be joining hands to take a stand against them. And it doesn't have to involve violence. Just no. Once you leave us alone. And what they choose to do after that dictates what happens. They leave us alone, fuck it. I'll be an 80-year-old gardening old man. Walking around the pen, shitting in my diaper. If not, I'll be a dead 41-year-old, probably. because I'll be by myself as of now. My bad, guys. Sorry for ranting. What's up, Extreme Thoughts? Cheeseburger. Jeff, Truth's Freedom, Faith. How you doing, Faithy? Rick B. Rick always has good shit to say. Going well for us. We were able to help our neighbors in their home. It was sad as fuck. They almost lost their house because the father has dementia. Damn, man. All it took was a single phone call. That's crazy. Yeah, just like that. So, we have these systems now, right? Like Chrissy's grandmother. When Chrissy's grandma went into the nursing home, okay, so the thing now is you don't take care of your old, you throw them in these fucking nursing homes, right? We wasn't in a position to take care of her, or we would have. Christy actually did for a while at her house, but then it came down to where Christy's mom couldn't be there full time, Christy couldn't be there full time, and her grandmother had to go to like one of these old folks home, nursing homes or something, because she had dementia, right? They sold her house, and the state kept the motherfucking money for her house because they now owned her property because she was now in their custody. Like, think about that in the deepest sense. We own you, so your property is now ours. Crazy shit, man. Like, people just don't see it. It's in front of all of our faces, and we willfully ignore it so that we don't have to act. And it's all of us, man. It's all of us. I've done it too. I try not to now. I try to recognize when shit's fucked up now and call it out for what it is, and I'll accept the consequences if they happen. Fuck it. I mean, anybody who's seen, I don't know if the video's still up or not, but the Walmart incident when I was calling the cop a bitch and told him, fuck you, that badge and gun don't mean shit to me, and you're going to arrest me, or going to, you know what I mean? Like, you have to take charge. Don't let them fuckers think that they have any kind of authority over you, because they don't. They ain't nobody. Just because they got a badge and a gun, yeah, okay. Who doesn't? People will, and people are going to continue to do what they do. And until, it's this simple. Until people who want to be free live in communities together, it all ends badly for us. And if you're okay with that, get out of the way. I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with that for myself. I'm not okay for that for my kids more than anything. I'm not okay for your kids more than anything. I'm unwilling to look at my kid in the eye and say, fuck you, I don't care about you. And if you're still sitting on your couch eating your motherfucking Cheetos, bitching about what's going on in the world, and you're not acting on that, not moving forward, not repositioning yourself, not making a plan, not getting to a better place, not bonding with people, not coming to agreements with people, go look at your kids right now, right this second, man up, woman up, whatever it is, go look them in the eye and tell them, fuck you, I don't care about you or your freedom. I will never have to say that to my kids. My kids might not always have all the best shit. They might not have the fucking $200 sneakers. They might not have, the great, the $400 outfits and shit. They might not even have to like what they get for dinner tonight. But I will never have to tell them that. And my kids know it. My kids know that I will die for them. And I'm not talking about some, they're going to put me to sleep and I'm not going to feel a thing death either. And a lot of people say that shit, but they don't mean it. Just like they say they're Christians but don't believe in God. Now, if you and your son standing on a ledge 300 foot in the air, concrete underneath of it, and one of you has to jump, would you have to think about that, or would you just fucking step off? Because a lot of people just thought about that. They're like, whoa, wait a second, how can we get out of this? You can't. Just like you can't get out of what's going on now. You have two options, and that's it. Go with the flow, or throw a finger up to them. Go with the flow, you'll be fine. Don't worry, you'll be comfortable. In chains. Throw a finger up to them, you better have people around you. Damn, 51 feds watch me, motherfucker. I'm just kidding. I'd say that joking around because of what happened with a few months ago. Today's Christian level. Listen, man, this is a nation of pussies, dude. You want to know why? Here, I've said this before, but since there's 50 people in here, I'm gonna say it again. You know why? You know why the Taliban can't be defeated? You know why ISIS can't be defeated? Because them motherfuckers truly believe in their God. They truly believe they live to be martyrs. They truly believe when they die that they're going to go have their 72 virgins or some shit. They fucking truly believe that shit with all their heart. So, when you're fighting them, either they kill you and they win, or you kill them and they still win. And they teach their kids that shit from a young age. You cannot defeat them. You cannot defeat an army of them. Now you go to Christians, scared to fucking death to die. Scared to death to meet Jesus. I mean, scared to death. They'll go all out. They'll sell their soul not to have to meet Jesus. Speaking of which, I have a soul for sale. It's not mine. It's one that I bought a long time ago. Traded big grippers for it, I think. Just like that. Dude. Now, this is a funny story, but it proves the point. What people will do and what they'll say, and they don't think of what they do. I literally have a signed piece of paper from somebody saying, Nick Bolton purchased my soul on such and such date. I think it was for a bag of Grippos. A 25-cent bag of Grippos or some shit. Like, think about that. How fucked up you gotta be to even write some shit like that on a piece of paper? Matrix on the way out. I'm telling you, man. Like, what's funny is I watched like movies like that before, and I wonder if they're telling us something, or if it's people that see how it is and they're just documenting it for all the rest of us to see because they don't want to come out and tell us. Like the Matrix. Because that's all it is. Instead of energy, we're providing wealth. Everything else in the movie fits the same. Everything. Apply it to the real world. Everything's the same, except for the fact that the energy they created is the wealth that we create. I got a good one for you. Anybody know what's in the box in Pulp Fiction? Anybody know what's in the case? I do. Anybody ever figure it out? Because they never told you. And Christy don't answer it. I had to tell Christy too. I know this has nothing to do with this, but it's just funny. Does anybody know what's in the case in Pulp Fiction? Salvation. That was what was in the case in Pulp Fiction. Salvation. Anybody who looked in the case got a second chance at life. Everybody that changed the way they were lived. Everybody that kept doing what they were doing died. Throughout the whole movie. Remember them talking about how beautiful it was? You think Jesus is going to let you into heaven when you fucking didn't do nothing for yourself and the people around you or your kids? I think you got Jesus fucked up. You're going to look you in the eye and tell you to go enjoy your peaceful slavery in hell. Hell no what? I don't remember how that movie ended now. How did it end? I'm trying to think because it bounces around so much. We got 5 hard pipe hit niggas down here. Go get the gimp. No, but seriously, like, you know, Jesus, I mean, y'all with faith and that don't believe in your faith and are afraid to die, think about that. Especially, I'll tell you who's the worst about this shit. I know I've had a first-hand experience with them for a lot of years. Missionary Baptists. Not all of them, just saying the ones I knew. And I'm not shitting you. I've seen this firsthand. Preaching on Sunday in the pulpit. Oh, blah, 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 all that bullshit. Oh my God. And how you know, virtuous we are, whatever. And I swear to God, on Wednesday and Friday, watching porn and drinking fucking beer. Shit you not. I'll never forget my first wife. I met her when I was 16 in high school. I dated her throughout high school. And her mom used to always, her mom's, you know, hardcore Jesus freak, right? She was fucking Satan, is what she was. She would do crazy shit like ground us from each other. One time, we were grounded from each other. In order for us to get ungrounded from each other, I had to sing karaoke at Kings Island in front of like 10,000 people. I wasn't very happy. I wasn't a happy camper that day, but I did it anyway. But the bitch was fucking Satan. And they would brag about getting these porn videos in the mail. Her dad was a fucking preacher at the church. He'd brag about his new fucking 100-year-old aged bottle of Jim Beam or whatever the hell it was. Believe in your motherfucking God and your God will take care of you. But you had to, it has to come with action. Faith without action is nothing. It's an excuse. That's what it is. About time to quit making excuses, people.